Hi my friends, Sam Villa here. Welcome to the Artist Studio. Today I want to talk about a real simple salon scenario in regards to a bob and layering out a bob without losing the strong bob shape. You're seeing a lot of layers right now, so you're having clients come in with those strong bobs saying, give me some layering. Here's a great way to introduce them to it. What we want to do is we want to separate that transition from vertical to horizontal. So I'm going to separate that horseshoe on the top, which is the top and the crown area. By simply placing the comb vertical, you can see that that's going to transition to a horizontal line. So we're going to come through and we're going to start our horseshoe at that particular position. Now you have an opportunity to adjust this horseshoe in terms of how high or how low we take that based upon density. So base it upon density, how high or how low you're going to take that. Because we're dry cutting, I'm going to suggest you give that a very soft twist, and now go against and pin against the twist and using a dry cutting clip. The dry cutting clips have elastic on them so that you're not going to get the lines. Continue to work your horseshoe shape around. Now I'm working towards around that back crown area, keeping that pretty even and balanced as I work from one side to the other. Because I'm dry cutting, I feel that I want to dry cut because I will be able to see the visual cutting edge. So I find that these strong shapes like this, it's an advantage to you to dry cut because we can visually see the edge immediately in terms of how hard it falls or how soft. So I want you to remember something. Dry cutting is a visual exercise for us, the hairdresser, in terms of being able to see that visual edge. We're going to use the bottom length of this section as our starting point in terms of how to create the layer in terms of the length. So it's not just a matter of a vertical long section and determining where you want to start it. Remember, let the head shape determine for you where that layering point can start. So let's come through. Let's take this back area here, and that's where we're going to start to work with is the back area in this crown area. So what I'm going to do, because I'm cutting dry, I'm going to isolate underneath so I don't pick up any of this hair as I'm cutting. By isolating underneath, this is a blended haircut. It allows me though to pick up again the section I've just cut in case I want to pick it up again. It controls this down here. All right, so we've got that all isolated underneath. Now you can just release that top because you're going to see how I'm going to work with the back area and the side area. So now we're going to start. Give you a profile view. We're starting in the back area of the head. Look how I just skimmed my hand across that. I've got my sectioning. So I'm going to separate front to back. There I am there. This is going to give me that crown area on the top. Now, this is the area that we're about to cut, this top crown area. I'm going to give you a back view of it so that you can see it. So this is the area we're cutting, this crown area. We're going to use this length as our guide, and we're going to cut to the shape of the head. And then as we go, we're going to pivot. So we're going to begin here, and you're going to start to see me pivot the sections around. So by the time I get to that vertical line side area, I'm going to be parallel with it. So I'm going to start in the center, pivot, pivot, pivot. The angle we're going to cut is we're going to cut to the shape of the head. So we want to cut to the shape of the head. We're going to begin vertically in the center. I'm going to work with a traveling guide. I'm going to give you a 3/4 view so you can see how I'm elevating it and the angle that I'm cutting. We start in that center, vertical section. Here is that short point. Right there. Disregard the detachment I see inside. Now I'm going to come through and I'm just going to softly point cut that. Just notch it. Once I've notched that, now come through and I want you to deep point cut that by placing your thumb inside your index finger and now just make a fist. Just so you can soften that edge that we've created. Now if we cut this line blunt first and then try to come in and point cut, you're spending double the amount of time just softening that edge. So notch it first. Okay, next section now. The next section we're going to take is we're going to come through, we're going to pivot from that. So we're going to pivot, pivot, pivot. So I'm going to pivot from that top center point. And now watch how I'm going to cut right where that hair is at. So I'm not going to over direct to that center back. I'm now going to comb on this side, but my last combing angle is on this side, and watch how I'll take the spine of the comb and I will align that up with where that section is and then pull up to the shape of the head from that section and continue to point cut. Now disregard the detachment that's inside. Let's say this is a client that said, I enjoyed having my haircut detached, but I'd like to see it a little bit more blended. Okay, now here's my first section, second section, third section. So I'm moving to that third section, give you a little bit more of a profile view on that. Look how I just skim my hand across that clip. Let's go to our third. Let's give you a view of the angle that I'm cutting. I'm not a one-sided comber, that's over-directing back. Watch how I'll clean on this side, see the section of my line, comb to it, spine of the comb sits over it, following the guide. Notch. Now come back through and soften the notching by just fanning and point cutting. Point cutting has become a real classical technique, and it's just a great way to soften the edge. You could do this with razor, shear. This is being done with a Streamline 6.25. For those of you that are looking for a scissor that's really comfortable on your hand, highly recommend the Streamline 6.25. Watch my combing angle always set me up so that I'm not a one-sided comber and over-directing. Now I'm going to continue to work the same method on the opposite side. And now you'll start to see how I'm just starting to layer that bob out, but I'm not going to get a hard line. Now let's go to the opposite side. Being aware of how I'm combing the hair. So we know we started vertical. Now we're going to start to pivot. So we pivot. Now let's talk about, give you a back view of this. Now, one-sided comber, look how I'm now over combing this to me. So now watch how I'm going to take the spine of the comb and how I'm going to place it in, but the spine sits right on that line. That encourages me to comb straight up. Go to that short piece, disregard the detachment inside. Okay, notch. Now come back through. Notice how I work my left hand deeper inside of that section. And I find if I lay the hair down with gravity, look how I just move the fan and I don't move the shear. We've discovered if we move the shear, because of my body position, I tend to go more on a diagonal as I go around. Now you're releasing length. So keep the shear parallel or vertical straight up and then bring the hair vertical straight up to the shear. Okay, release that section. Continue to work right around and pivot. So I was there, now I pivot to here. So now you're probably wondering, Sam, is there any over direction? Well, let's take a look. This is where that hair lives that I'm cutting. See where it lives? Now if I just keep combing on this side or this side, you're swinging too much. So let's be aware of our combing. At Samvia, we believe the tool that creates the problems is the comb. Look how the spine sits over that line. Now we comb up. There's my short piece, my guide. Come in, look how I just lay it down comfortably for me to notch. Once I'm notched, now come back in, and I'm about 1.5 inches inside. Now watch me move, and see how I'm leaving the halo of length, but releasing the weight inside. Look how much weight you see there. And you can see the softness that we get. Okay, now let's take a look where we're at. My last section, here's that side area where I separated front to back. All right, look how I'm combing, over combing. Look how I'm combing, over combing. Be aware, where do I want that? Boom, there's that spine right over that section. Look how I'm elevating. Let's talk about the angle we're cutting. And now look at the angle I'm cutting. It matches the shape of that head. So it's the same angle that you cut. And then remember, we use the transition of the head, the bottom point of this line, the one length, to use as our guide to create the shape of the head. Now let's go through and let's notch this section. So once again, lay it down. so that you can just use gravity to set you up in terms of the length that you're creating. Now we're ready to go into this side area. Now let's talk about the side area. Remember, this is more, not as dense as the back area because the hairline is higher. So in this front area, remember to layer this out, but to maintain the visual of a one length bob, we need to over direct this back. So now we're going to stay square on these sections, and we're simply going to move back to a stationary guide. So when I get to the front area, I'm moving back. So now watch where I'm going to put the spine. I place it over that side area where I was, boom, up to that section, coming through, notch. Notice the angle of this shear when we notch, it's at a diagonal when we notch. That releases length. Yet notice when we want to soften the edge and not release length, look how parallel we are with the hair itself, that section. Remember, the more angled we go in, the more we're going to take off length. Okay, I'm going to continue working and over directing each section to a stationary guide. We've completed our left side, and you can just start to see how we have the illusion of a distance from it looking one length. But if we start to move it, you can just start to see how you've layered that out. But there's no hard line in terms of that. So understanding the shape of the head and where to start your layering. Had I started to layer down lower, I would have lost the roundness of this bob into that back area and lost the weight in that back area. Let's come to the opposite side. Now look at the sense of more volume we're starting to get with the bob just by simply coming in and layering. Okay, so let's go to that side area. Okay, this is where we're cutting. We're cutting all of this hair that you see here. This we are not picking up. We're using the bottom of this as our guide, and we are working with the shape of the head in terms of the angle that we're cutting from that point. We are now over directing back. Vertical sections. I know the side area where that's at, and I stay right there. Looking for my guide, notch into the guide, and now stay right with your over direction, fan, and lay it down with gravity. We're going to continue to work this to a stationary guide in the side area. We've completed our layering all the way through, and I want you to look at the shape, how it looks relatively the same. Yet what's happening is just basically getting a sense of fresh movement. Now the last thing I want you to do is just come through the top and just square off the top. See anything that you might want to square off, just start to come in and square that off. And once again, dry cut is a visual exercise that allows you to see the visual edge, a benefit for you, the hairdresser. Let's take a look at it, and you can see the graduation. All right, so once again, how did we do this? We went in through, we separated that top horseshoe to the top. And we did that all the way around. Once we did that, we used the bottom edge of that horseshoe as our guide, and we started that center back, elevating to the shape of the head, The angle we cut was to the shape of the head, and we moved right from where the hair lives. So your combing is very important. You don't want to over direct this so much. The point of reference where we changed our over direction was in the front side area, where we made stationary, and everything from that point forward was over directed back. So we maintained a maximum amount of weight and length in that front area. So once again, I want to thank you so much for watching Artist Studio, and know that we appreciate you. We want to continue to support you behind the chair. Thanks for watching.